It's like showtime with Triple G. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more, and all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How is it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here, your ginger jolly geek, back for a brand new live show with my good pal Andy, Perpetual Comics himself. How are you doing, Andy?
Moist with anticipation, Peter.
Positively soaking with excitement.
Absolutely. No, I'm really looking forward to this. It's been a long time in the making. I think it's fair to say, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a little while since I've been on the old YouTube, so I might be a little bit rusty.
Oh, don't worry, I'm a staple of YouTube.
Yeah, we didn't even
Oh,
practice that.
yeah,
Thank God. It doesn't get any better than that. That's
it gets better. But no, listen, me and Andy used to do a show together a while ago, and we've been on. Well, have I ever been on? You have a channel. Have I ever been on your channel?
Who cares about me?
Yeah, your channels. Anyway, we've done lots of stuff before, but we've been talking about wanting to do this show for a long time. I think it's fair to say, Andy, a comic-focused show.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. I've got a toy to show off. But anyway, a comic-focused show. We thought we'd mess things around a little bit and do some different segments, some different bits and bobs that we've probably not done before on a UK-based show. So... Yeah. This is the first one, ladies and gents. We're just going to relax and go through it. Let we know what you think of it. I know you will always give us some good, honest feedback. Please drop a line, both privately or on the show, and just let we know what we think, what you guys think of the show, what you think of the sections. But, sorry, Andy, I can see you're poised there. Yeah.
The worst that can happen, Peter, is that I just leave a show. I'm quite partial to doing that, to be fair.
You are, yeah. So. But if you leave, I'm going to keep it going until you come back, which is normally
I know you will.
Anyway. It's just a week or two anyway, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'll change my mind, don't worry.
Yeah. But this show, we've been very keen to try and get some audience participation. So there's a few sections that we kind of want you guys to perhaps play along with at home. Some books we want you to read in between shows, and we want you to suggest things forward to read. But we'll get to those segments in a bit. Andy, before we do that, shall we see who's in the chat?
Yes, please.
We have got Chris Bell, YouTube displaying GMT. So this is from my last show I did, where I foolishly, and I'm going to blame Fuzzy, because Fuzzy, as usual, is superb at giving some ideas and suggestions, and we discussed a section called Negative Zone.
Is it hashtag Fuzzy's fault now?
Hashtag Fuzzy's fault, yeah. Where basically we said, what's pissing you off? What do you want to put in room 101?
I'd be there for days. Absolute days.
The comment went mental, to the point where Chris and other people were getting angry when I was trying to move the show on. Do you know what I mean? So this is Chris saying, yeah. But I think we're going to keep that going because it was good fun. We've got wee Sean. Nice to see you, Sean. Hope you're doing well, bud. We've got Super Sorrel. Let's go. We've got Terry, Dead Man. Hope you're doing well, Terry. Terry's put another video out today. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But yeah, I'll check that one out in a bit. Terry's got a great YouTube channel. I know. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, Andy, but he focuses purely on comic book content. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Terry's good enough to actually send me a link and give me updates on these shows and stuff like that. So I always try my best to always go in and at least leave a comment when I can. So yeah, no, it's brilliant stuff.
It's got a hell of a collection as well. Really.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, mummy, indeed. And I'll be gentle. Don't worry, we'll be gentle. We'll break you in softly. Gotta love being that's another shocking. Stephen, nice to see you, Stephen. Hope you're doing well as well, my friend. And we've got Wayne Deacon. Always good to see you, Wayne. And Andy, pleasure to see you, Andy. We've got Joshy Boy Toys. We've got 17 people watching, Andy. That's not bad going at all. Thank you so much, everybody. Nice to see you, Joshy. And we've got ABZ Comics. Good to see you too. And Jack. Fuzzy loves a bit of Rusty Lee. I love Rusty Lee. Do you know who Rusty Lee is?
Yes.
I love Rusty Lee. I love it. She's
Google
always
it.
on. Yeah, she's always on. Do you know Channel 5 always has like the most ridiculous top 100 chocolate bars or top 100 bits of toffee or something like that. She's
Which
always
reminds
on
me,
them.
real talk, favourite chocolate bar?
Fuse. They don't do them anymore, but it's always a
Fuse?
Fuse. Fuse, it's Cadbury's. See how easy that came to us, Andy. Do you see how I didn't even
It's
have, I
almost
didn't
like
even
we
have to think.
scripted it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
I didn't
oh,
even
chocolate.
have to think. Yeah, Fuse bar. It used to be a Cadbury's bar and it had raisins and things. It was lush. Yours?
This is.
Come on, you posed the question. You must have an answer pretty quickly than that.
I'm partial to a Bounty.
You
Oh no!
dirty
Wait, hold on.
Coconut chocolate? Filth.
You've just spent you had your tea in IKEA.
Oh, I did. It was dreadful.
What nonsense.
It was absolutely dreadful. I had to text Andy as I was sat in IKEA eating the most limp fish and chips I've ever had, but it was half price, so my mother and my wife insisted we went. But sorry, so what did you go for? Bounty?
Like, because of the ridicule that I just got there in your reaction, can I change it? Is that okay?
I mean, you can, if you want.
A caramel log.
What?
A caramel log.
Cadbury's caramel log.
No, it's a Scottish delicacy. It's a caramel log. Fuzzy will know what it is. ABZ will know what it is.
I am slightly concerned that I've just prattled on for 3 minutes saying this is a comic book focused channel. 6 minutes in and we're talking chocolate.
We're giving the audience what they want. I've watched your shows. I have watched your shows.
Favourite chocolate in the comments, please, ladies and gentlemen. Let we know. We've got Ed Vick. Always good to see you, Ed. Looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks down in London, mate. That's going to be fun. Andy Moist. This is not a family show. No, absolutely not. I've got Shelley.
not.
Nice. It better not be a faux. It's not a faux glass Shelley. It's something even better. It is even better. A UK-based comic show. Is that A plus? As in he's marking with GCSEs? We've got an A from Fuzzy. I'm just going to say it's an A from Fuzzy. Good stuff. Sorrel is saying shit, mate.
Sorrel.
Do you like how I do that? Sorrel.
I did.
Sorrel. We've got Chris saying, oh no you didn't. Oh yeah, we did. Book Club. My idea made you use the wrong terminology.
Got off. We need to get that in a t-shirt. We need to get some like brandy t-shirts just saying cock.
Yeah. Nice Jim 103. Yeah, it's a nice copy as well, mate. It's a nice copy. I like that one. Sorrel's fetching with some baby oil. Nice. Oh, got Scott. Nice to see you, Scott. I hope you're doing well. Snickers. No.
Cock off, Super Sorrel. Cock off.
No. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate Bounty.
Oh.
Neither is the right answer. Chris, Drifter is the best bar ever made. Don't do them any either. Stop making class chocolate bars. Fuck off. I used to like a Drifter, Chris. I did like a Drifter. Ed's agreeing. You're a monster. The correct answer to a favourite chocolate bar is I do like a Boost.
It's because it's small and petite, just like panels and a half pint.
I mean, I would imagine if you stood a Boost on end, it would be about the same height, wouldn't it? They used to do it
at both ends, like a bookend with him in the middle, like a little Sean sandwich.
Yeah, they used to do a coconut Boost. Now I'll give you that. That was okay. That was acceptable.
Wait, my Bounty wasn't okay, but a coconut Boost is okay.
I tend to think anything that's not Cadbury's is not acceptable. Minstrels. See, I do like Minstrels. That's Galaxy chocolate.
Good shout.
Star Bar, nice, or a Boost. What is happening? What are we doing? Do you know we spend 15 minutes talking?
Do you know what troubles me is the fact that we spent a fair bit of time talking about this, planning it out, rattling a few slides together. Literally, all we had to go is talk about chocolate bars.
Chocolate.
That's it.
Chocolate. Flake. That's just because you like the dirty adverts, don't you?
Too messy. A flake's too messy. You can't eat a flake in bed.
What?
Where did that come from? Sorry.
I'm thinking sexy chocolate, but you can't beat the caramel bunny, can you? Wrong thought. Kit Kat. It's a bit boring.
I mean,
it's okay.
It's not exactly continental.
Boost is good, but it's raisin biscuit Yorkie. That is nice. That is nice. You know, when this is a true story. When I was in the reserves and we used to go on exercise, you get ration packs from the local bases, and it was vile. You get like tins of weird meat that never went off and stuff. But they had UK military had a agreement or whatever with the people that made Yorkies, so you would get military only Yorkie bars in the ration pack. And instead of saying, you know how it used to say "not for women" on it, it said "not for civvies," because it was only for military. It still tasted like shit. Yeah. Then, again, true story. You got some chocolate biscuits with it, which were called arse blocker browns because they were bourbons, but they were designed to give you constipation.
What were they called?
Arse blocker browns, we call them.
Right. Okay.
Terry's 1767 selection. Wow, Terry.
What have we started?
Were you around back then, Terry? Did you have them in the day? I don't think I've ever.
It was a good year.
Rocher, like squirrel shit, isn't it? Ferrero Rocher. not keen on Ferrero. Yeah. Jesus, the comments are never ending. Sean eating a boost is like normal people eating duty-free Toblerone.
You're so right. Oh, don't do that, Peter. Never do that again on screen, ever.
That looks wrong. Ash, run, mate, run. We're talking chocolate. I get to enjoy chocolate more than others, Chris, as a result. Yeah. Flake in bed. Oh, my. Yeah, God, I'm going to have to skip through these. I'm never going to get on. Andy said Flake, not being a mate. Yeah, Flake, far too messy. Lost most of it. I don't mind a twirl. That's basically a flake coated in chocolate. Sorrel, real question. Caramel bunny or Lola bunny? Space Jam. Caramel bunny. Or I have to say, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? What you call her again? Jessica Rabbit. Oh.
Yeah.
This is just wrong. You'd be amazed with what I can do with a flake.
Wow. Now there's a segment that we never thought we wanted.
Didn't realise there was a chocolate section.
Is it fuzzy? Is it because you're crumbly?
Oh, it's Shelley, the caramel galaxy. The caramel bunny. Yeah. Eating some Monty Bojangles.
Right, this is totally escalated further than I thought it would be. We're 12 minutes and 37 seconds in, Peter.
What's a Monty Bojangle?
I'm never Googling it. Put it that way, I'm not going to Google to find out.
ABZ, what's a Monty Bojangle? I've never even heard of a Monty Bojangle. And I don't know why, but it's got us intrigued. It has got us intrigued. Wayne, I miss eating a lot of chocolate due to being gluten-free. I would just risk it. I'm a nurse. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. No, that's not seriously bad advice. Don't do that, Wayne.
Wow.
That's when Terry started 180 years later. I used to look like the Milky Bar kid when I was little.
I don't believe you. I've seen you, Ed.
Well got, Charlie. Nice to see you, Charlie. Hope you're well. Charlie, what's your favourite chocolate bar? He's a Londoner, isn't he? It'll be like some kind of eel flavour bar or something, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or some kind of mash and pie or something with liquor or something.
Liquid flavoured chocolate.
Liquid flavour. I don't even know what liquor is. Because it's not gravy, is it? What is liquor?
Don't start. We're going to go into a rabbit hole.
Let me know in the comments. What's liquor? Jessica Rabbit. At least Jessica Rabbit. Right, crazy. Kinder Bueno. Charlie's very posh. Charlie's very posh.
Good shout. Good shout.
Yeah. Right. Oh, Christ. Oh, we finished the Monty Bojango's Chucky Softy is the brand name.
That's not helpful. I'm still not Googling it anyway.
I thought we're finished, and then all of a sudden 5 more comments have come up, man. It started with a click shy. My favourite comic book I read today was Illuminati. What?
Wait, you see Chris is coming.
My pecker.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Is it not parsley sauce? We've moved from chocolate onto liquor. Yeah.
Who gives a shit about comics?
Can't beat a bit of pie and mash. Beg to differ. We're down London, Stephen, in a few weeks' time, so we'll maybe chat. I'm not doing jelly. Are you doing jellied eels?
No,
Hashtag content. We should watch ourselves eating jellied eels.
The thing that disturbs me with that whole situation is the fact that I've seen it on like Instagram and stuff like that, where they get the mash, but they scrape it against the plate. So it's like little mountains of mash. It's just little. No,
It doesn't look appealing, I have to say. It doesn't.
it tastes great though.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
goodness. Get some cockles in you, boys. Yeah, sorry, Charlie. I thought we were talking about other stuff. Anyway, should we?
What
should we
happens
do
in
some
thought
comics?
bubble stays in thought
Yeah,
bubble.
should we do some comic stuff? 19 people watching. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do hit that like and subscribe. Bat Dan, seriously, bud, you ain't missed much. We've been talking chocolate for 20 minutes.
I feel as if we should probably apologise and just start again. Can we run the intro again?
Yeah. Nice to see you, Rincewind. Hope you're doing well. Dead Man, Gary Eats is one of my favourite channels at the moment. I've become a little bit obsessed with Gary Eats. Superb. Have you seen him before?
What is it?
So
Can we just move on?
What is he? Gary Eats is a food channel, and basically, but he's dead normal. He goes around and just eats food. That sounds like an ideal job. I would do that. Shall we talk about some comic book, ladies and gents? We're going to move on from food and talk about comic books. So, as we said, me and Andy have been chatting on about this show for a little while. We've got a few sections. So, Andy, shall we? You're right, Ed. I apologise. You hadn't finished reading the comments.
We had.
Andy, you talk for a bit. You tell me what we're doing.
Okay, yeah. So, I have no idea. It seems like we're talking about chocolate and cockles.
You started it. You said favourite chocolate.
Yeah, real talk.
Favourite kind of
yes.
sandwich. Favourite kind of sandwich.
Stop, Peter,
Sorry,
stop.
carry on.
That's always next week. We have a whole host of segments that we have thought about. A lot of it we have plagiarized, content stolen. But look past that, and we want to bring you comic-focused discussion, but we don't just want to be kind of like looking at slides and talking about the stuff that's on the slides. It's really up to you guys to sort of determine where the conversation goes. It can go to chocolate, it can go to other foodstuffs, or how you guys please, because it's about the interaction after all. So first up, we have the Rusty Staples Trade Up Challenge, and our thinking of that is we're going to start, myself and Peter, and anybody that wants to join in the chat, with 10 quid. And the challenge is to basically buy a comic for 10 quid, trade it up, get to a point probably at the end of the year, and at the end of the year, whatever comic or whatever thing that we have purchased, we're going to include that in our sort of annual charity auction. Some of you may recall that we've done a charity auction. I think it was it last year? Was it, Peter?
Yeah,
it was last year, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're thinking of doing that again, and this is all going to be part of it. So if anybody in the chat wants to kick off, all you need to do is pick something up. It doesn't have to be a comic, but it can be a toy, it can be anything, and trade it up. It's got to be geek related, though. I guess that's the only stipulation. I don't want like 10 quid's worth of chocolate bars getting traded up here. So yeah, that's the trade up challenge. Peter, have you had a thought about what route you're going to go?
So just to be clear, ladies and gents, me and Andy are going to be doing this. We'll probably report back. It depends how quickly we sell stuff, but this show's going to be fortnightly at first. We might not report back on this one every fortnight because it will take a while to sell stuff. If you want to take part, absolutely crack on. You can do it yourselves and then report back to us, and we'll add a slide of what you've purchased and whatnot if you want to do that. But at the end of it, me and Andy, as he said, will be given whatever we've made or whatever we've bought to the charity. There's no expectation that you do the same.
No, absolutely.
If you want to do that, fine. But if you don't, that's absolutely fine as well. That's just something we're doing. In terms of have a thought about it, this is something that I think me and you've talked about for a long time. I'm really excited about this because I was thinking about, do you go and try and get a cheap minor key for a tenner? And then try and get onto that spec market. And then I thought to myself, I'm giving you all my secrets here. Because make no bones about it, ladies and gentlemen, this is a competition. I want to kick this guy's ass.
Absolutely.
And I thought, do you go for a key? And then I thought spec. And then I thought, do you know what? Variant covers seems to be what makes the money. And then I thought, bollocks to that. You go bang for your buck and you go and buy a load of comic packs and get like 10 comics for a tenner or something. So I've come up with a plan, but I ain't telling you yet. And just to be clear, we're not including postage in this, are we? It's
No,
we
it's
can purchase and sell
yeah.
wherever we want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you got a plan then? Have you got a battle plan?
My plan is nostalgia. I'm going to go down the nostalgia route. So, because I think that will get the biggest bang for the buck. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a comic that I'm going to go for. I think this will be definitely a challenge, but I think it adds a wee bit of fun, and we'll just see where it goes. And at the end of the day, for us two anyway, we're going to put it towards the charity event. So it's all in good fun anyway.
So if you want to take part, by all means, we're starting now as of this show. Drop a line each couple of weeks to let us know how you're getting on, and we'll add you to the slides. We'll do a kind of a community rundown and whatnot. Could be fun, could be a disaster. Fuzzy's just saying, Chris.
Much like the start of this show.
Yeah, I might just buy chocolate and sell the chocolate. Chris Bells and Marshall. I remember Chris trying to do a trade up thing a little while ago for a couple of books. This is slightly different because it's not necessarily trading up. It's a case of, well, you can do what you want really to generate more expensive books or more money. So you could buy a book for £5 and sell it for £10 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's however you get it.
Exactly. What was that? Was that the sign book that Chris was trying to trade up?
I remember
Chris, let us know.
He was trying to. I remember seeing a few posts from him about trying to trade stuff.
Yeah.
Could trade with slab for a row and get it slabbed, repeat it. It would take a while, but could be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So you got to buy something, sell the item for more, and then use that money to buy the next bigger item and repeat. Yeah, absolutely, Sorrel. So basically, you start off with a £10 purchase, and then by the end of the year, by just using that initial £10, you hope to have more. So you can buy a £10 book and then flog it hopefully for 11 quid, 12 quid, whatever. Then you use that 12 quid to buy something else and then sell it again. So each time you hopefully stepping up. Chances are you might not. There might be times when you take a loss or whatever. We just don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. We'll give it a go. I'd end up in debt. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Never been a big fan of trade ups, but wish you guys luck. Just a bit of fun, Scott. We'll just see how it works out. Like I say, in my mind, I wasn't thinking of swapping books. This is more about buying and selling books. You know.
To be fair, we might not be a fan of it by the end of it. To be honest, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Although there is an option I was thinking there, and I probably shouldn't give this one away. But if you get to a point where you make enough money, you could potentially slab a book.
Yeah.
And then you've got a slab to then trade up. So,
so that's going to be the trade up challenge. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be a bit of fun. But before we get into that, I don't think we've got a slide for it, Andy. Before we get into that, we've got another part of the show, which is ABC Team. Do you want to just explain a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so what we're going to do every fortnight, every 2 weeks, is we are going to get a letter. So the chat can do it, or we can randomly do a wheel or something. I don't think we actually understood how we're going to get choose the letter. But we are, based on that letter, myself and Peter are going to create a superhero team based on the character with that letter. And it's 4 people in the team. And then we have to effectively sell it to you guys and have a conversation, have a bit of banter about why we think our team is best. And ultimately, you guys in the chat can tell us how crap or how good our team is and tell us who you think is the winner. So just a little bit of friendly competition, but it'll be interesting to see based on whatever letter comes out, based on the character that we're going to choose. And for this week, the letter is the letter S. So the characters that myself and Peter have chosen for our teams start or have the letter S at the start of their name.
Okay, so just before we get to that, Sorrel, you read my mind, mate. You read my mind. I think that's a way forward. Trade down and dread book news. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that in a little bit back down. Do I have to start off with a tenner? Well, that's what we're doing, ABZ, but you could do what you want, mate. But if you want to take part with and kind of keep in line with us, yeah, you could do that. SDCC exclusives. Yeah, I was thinking that as well, Fuzzy. I was thinking that as well. We've got MG. Nice to see you, bud. Hope you're well. No problem at all, ABZ. We'll catch you in a bit. So, as Andy said, this next section, we kind of came up with the idea of designing our own team. We picked a random letter and we went for S. And Andy. So we have just seen each other's teams, but we've not talked to each other about it. Andy,
Yes.
you've gone for this monstrosity.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I mean, you ridiculed me straight away whenever you see my team. I was like, how dare you? So, guys, I went for Spawn, Storm, Luke Skywalker, which I think is it's allowed.
I don't think it's allowed.
And then I went for Silver Surfer, who's got double S. Come on, cut me some slack here. So that's the team that I went for. I'm not going to begin by selling each individual on my team. I think we should maybe move over to your team and let the people see who you choose.
I mean, I have to say, I think you're pushing it at the very start. Skywalker, Luke Skywalker we've gone Spawn, Storm, Silver Surfer, Luke Skywalker. I feel like you've cheated. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, move on.
Chris agrees. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so you've gone for Spawn, Storm, Skywalker, and Silver Surfer. I've gone for the big man himself, Superman. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Silver Surfer, the Spectre, and Sage. But I've got rationale for all of mine. So have you got rationale for yours? Why have you gone for your team with a reason in mind?
Yeah, because their name started with S. Did I not explain that?
But they don't. I mean, Skywalker. You don't say Skywalker, do you?
I mean, I feel as if you're attacking me at this point. You went for Sage.
You're damn right. I did.
I had to. I like that. I'm taking my geek hat off here because I had to ask Peter. Do you know what I had to do to find out who it was, Peter? I had to reverse Google image search it because I was too scared to ask you who it was because I knew I would get absolute ridicule for it.
Yeah. So come on, then talk us through your rationale for this team.
Okay, so Spawn not only is my favourite character, I love him a bit, so I couldn't not include him a little bit. Probably the reason why you included Superman, for whatever reason. But, some of his abilities and his powers that he has, first of all, regeneration. He can instantly recover from any damage that he's received. So, how are you going to hurt him? How are you going to injure him? Mm-hmm. Teleportation. He uses that. I think, even if you were able to hurt him, you can just teleport to another place and regenerate. Time manipulation is one of his sort of abilities, and that gives him huge amount of advantage, along with his reality warping and dimension manipulation that he can do. So he's able to sort of reshape environments, and any of the people in your team will be just basically trapped in a hellscape. Your turn.
I'm not. Do you know what? I have to be honest with you. I'm not overly familiar with Spawn. I know we've talked about him before, but it's not a character I can say I've ever really read. Do you still read his current run? Do you? Or?
Absolutely not. No. I always say that the first sort of maybe arc or two of Spawn is probably the best, and it gives you all his backstory and all the major characters are all revealed in that. But the artwork by Capullo is the reason why I started reading it. But the issues now, I don't really catch up on it. If anything, I just buy like the compendium and stuff like that and read it all at once. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked the design of him and the costume and all the rest of it. I know he's got a massive following, but it's just not a character.
I'm glad you said following, to be honest, because that wasn't another power or versatile ability that I thought about.
Okay, so is he your team leader? Is he?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So my team leader is obviously Superman. Obviously, we all know Superman inside and out. I've gone from because of his powers, his strength, but also his spirit and his heart.
Boring.
How fucking dare you? I think he's a perfect leader, and he'll manage to keep all these guys and girls in line. And you don't get anyone much more powerful than Superman, do you? He's the kind of the alpha of most superhero tales, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I think Superman would be an ideal member of this team.
I think you've got a bit of an unfair advantage on the basis that I tried my hardest not to pick Superman or Spider-Man. You've obviously I went for Skywalker, but you've taken the easy route by going by Superman. And obviously there's a bit of a hype with Superman at the minute as well, so you're sort of riding that wave as well. I mean, you're a monster, to be honest.
I mean, you're saying I've taken the easy route. You do see Sage on the screen, don't you?
Oh, is that who that was? I still...
Yeah.
I can't wait until you sell her to us. That's all I'm going to say.
It's going to be a struggle. Yeah. So anyway, back to you.
Okay, I went for Storm, who is personally my favourite X-Men member, X-lady. Weather manipulation, I think that's probably the most famous ability that people know Storm for. So she's able to control atmospheres and oceans and even space. So I think that's her major ability. Her power of faith as well is also considered to be one of her abilities, and the link that she has to the environment. So the fact that she sort of feels and interacts with the planet. So her awareness is beyond any sort of human or mutant. And I think that's one of our best abilities. And our energy vision, which I didn't realize, I only found this out when I was doing a bit of digging on Storm, is that she can see energy patterns that allow her to sort of anticipate and counter nearly all physical attacks. So my thinking is, any of the people in your team, she'll see them coming and she'll be able to do something about it.
Have you just made that up? I've never heard of Storm being able to... She's not got storm sense. That's what you're describing there, isn't it?
She sees energy patterns. That's one of our abilities.
Never seen that before. That's interesting. Lies. Moving on. So I've gone for...
Fact check me, guys, in the chat. Fact check me, please.
I've gone for Silver Surfer. So each of my team members brings something different to the mix. So we've got Superman for his leadership abilities, and then we've got Silver Surfer because he can deal with cosmic level threats and all the rest of it. Obviously, he's got the power cosmic, practically unkillable, although he's currently dying. Cosmic power, all that kind of jazz. Again, a very kind of moralistic character, I guess. So again, great leadership capabilities. But yeah, just an absolute powerhouse. I think one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe, really. So yeah, Silver Surfer. You've gone for Surfer as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said there, Peter. Thanks for selling that, my team member to me. Am I still okay to go with Skywalker, or
Yeah, just for this one occasion.
I mean, consider this a practice run, all right? Yeah. So who doesn't know Luke Skywalker? Star Wars is one of my favorites. That's why you're so upset. It's because you're a bit of a Trekkie as well, isn't it? So this goes against.
What does he bring to the table? Do you know what
I mean? He can lift big objects by telekinesis. He can do that.
True. Yeah.
Mind tricks as well. The Force. He has the Force. He can force push and pull. So yeah.
Sounds like I'm not going to go there. Yeah.
Everybody enjoys that. Yeah. And force healing as well. So he's able to bring anybody in my team back to life if they were killed, which I don't think they could.
What?
Yeah. So he revives people and brings them back. Force life manipulation. Didn't you know that about Skywalker?
No. When does Luke do that?
He doesn't do it in the movies. He does it in the TV show.
What TV show?
The comic TV show.
Is 90% of your argument here just made up on the spot? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no. Somebody fact check me. Google, can Luke Skywalker with a capital S
bring people back to... No, you said bring people back to life.
Yeah, he revives them.
He resurrects the dead, is what you said.
Yeah.
Can Luke Skywalker resurrect people?
Yeah. Force life manipulation. Google force life manipulation.
Okay. I'm right. I've gone for the Spectre. Do you know much about the Spectre, Andy?
No.
So
Tell
the
me.
Spectre is basically God's wrath, God's vengeance on Earth. He's an omnipotent powerhouse, fueled by God himself, who basically commits judgment on Simonitis.
Simon.
So basically, he's the ultimate extension of the Lord's wrath. He can do and pretty much do whatever the hell he wants. So all of the arguments he gave for Spawn people earlier, Spectre negates it. You don't get much more powerful than this being. He's also sadistic, depending on who his host is at the time. But he's your hard ass in this team. So even though you've got Superman and Norrin Rad, Silver Surfer being the kind of the moralistic people, the Spectre ain't. So he's your Wolverine, I guess you would say, of this team. He's your unhinged kind of wrath. So yeah, he's an interesting character. I have to say I've not read tons of his books, but those I have read almost border on the horror element, because he kind of he tortures people, and he seeks he's a bit like Ghost Rider, but for the DCU, really. So yeah, great unkillable force of God.
Can we just talk about his horrible outfit, that green cagoule that he has on?
I've got a cagoule just like it. What's your problem?
Anyway, and you don't wear a top underneath it either, do you?
I don't. Yeah.
I believe Super Sorrow has fact-checked me, either with ChatGPT or Google.
In the Star Wars universe, while some force abilities allow for the healing and even manipulation of life force, there is no known instance of a Jedi or a Sith permanently resurrecting the dead. I think that's you called out for being Simonitis. Correct?
Oh, can we make that hashtag Simonitis?
Hashtag Simonitis. And I think Chris got your other one, the earlier one. She sees energy patterns. We spell bullshit.
Wait a second. I don't think he got that from Google or ChatGPT. Was that the response?
Okay, so that's the Spectre from my team. You've then gone for your last character, which is
Silver Surfer. So
Silver Surfer.
yeah, I think you sold the Silver Surfer quite adequately. Did you mention his faster than light travel that he does as well?
I didn't.
No.
You're right.
Can somebody fact check me on that as well, please?
Yeah. But no, Silver Surfer, great character. My last pick is a bit of a wild card. So, we've got the powerhouse Superman, the leader. We've got the cosmic Silver Surfer. We've got the kind of the ghosts and goblins Spectre. So we've got that kind of side of things covered. Then what I wanted was your brains of the outfit. Your intelligent man on the chair, or woman on the chair, as it were. And that's where Sage comes in. So she's an X-Men. I have to be honest, I don't know a great deal about her, other than what I read in a few comics. But basically, her brain's a supercomputer. So she's like hyper intelligent. She can predict all kinds of stuff. She's also got borderline telekinesis and telepathy, I believe. So she's my intelligence on the team. She's the one that's working out the battle plans and working out the kind of the theories and all that kind of shit. So yeah, she's the brains of the operation. So
you really have thought about this? You haven't just bullshitted, have you?
I haven't made it up. There's not a made up bit on my team, Andy.
I thought this was meant to be fun.
No. Did I not say clearly at the start? This is all about me beating you and making sure that.
Is this what James T. Keegan has to build?
Absolutely. I swear to God, put a game and slide on this, I'll rip you to shreds.
So when you were saying she's like the sort of brains of the team, is that effectively what Simon is to your guys?
It's like the opposite. But no, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So there we go. That's with two teams. Team made up by Andy, made up being the emphasis, and Team PT. So this is my team as well. Let me know in the chat which team you think is the more rounded, better team. Put Andy or Peter in the chat. Right, just whilst you guys are doing that, well, comments tonight are fantastic. Thank you, everybody. We'll love the comments. This is what it's all about for me and Andy, just the interaction. 23 people watching, which is incredible. Thank you for that. So, Chris is saying I can lose a tenner rapidly, so he's in on that competition. That is fantastic. Stephen, does it have to be comic books? I can do trading cards. You can do whatever you want, Stephen, as long as it's kind of nerdy, geeky related. So that could be trading cards, could be video games, could be VHSs, whatever you're into that you think you can turn a profit on is what we want.
Yeah.
Just skipping through the comics. Good luck buying a San Diego Comic Con book for a tenner. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Chris, I feel like you've cheated on week 1, Andy. Skywalker's a push. Yeah, Sentry's a good one, but he's too unpredictable. Sean, do you know what I mean? He's got that whole split personality and stuff. Spider-Man would be a good one, James. Squirrel Girl gets right on my nuts. Do you like Squirrel Girl?
Did you mean to do that?
I meant to. Yeah.
I was actually going to go for Squirrel Girl, but I couldn't make up any. I mean, I can make any abilities.
She's got squirrel vision. She can see the outline of. Yeah, cool.
And she loves nuts. Doesn't seem to be a suitable ability.
Fuzzy's given his team: Shocker, Stingray, She-Hulk, and Sandman. That's a pretty cool team, actually.
It's a good team. Yeah.
Stingray. What is he active at the moment? I haven't seen Stingray in much for a while. You know who Stingray is?
Good singer.
Stingray is he's the Marvel character. I think that's the aquatic one. Got a red and white costume, but I haven't seen.
You think he's the aquatic one, and his name's Stingray?
Stingray.
Peter, come on now.
Palace and a Half Pint, Spider-Man, Spider-Pig, Spider-Noir, Spider-X, and Spider-Punk. I mean, traditionally, that's 5 people, but yeah.
That's 5. Yeah, I mean,
you
you caused me a cheat. Jeez.
Yeah. Scarecrow, Sabretooth, Satana, Stiltman. Stiltman, Sorrel.
That's...
Shit. No. Stiltman is a very interesting character. But yeah, you'd certainly bring the legs to the show, I guess. That'll be interesting. Debbie does... Oh, my God. I mean, the interesting thing there, Wayne, is none of these individuals start with an S, which is the point of the game, mate. Start them with an S. Okay? Sebby does Dallas. Thread rest, yeah. Not an S amongst them, Wayne.
It's like, gosh, oh, Chris is on fire, man. Chris is on fire.
Chris, they're all sexy. That's where I did. All right, got you. You can alter visual perception as to perceive electrical energy patterns as well as those factors responsible for existing meteorological.
Whoa. I'm reading between the lines. That means I was correct.
I'm not quite sure it's the same thing. Yeah. Simon the Chipmunk, yeah. I seem to remember Storm seeing energy and weather patterns as colours. She's able to manipulate the colours like mixing paint in a painting. Interesting.
Thank you. Thanks, Stephen.
Scott is going for Scarlet Witch. Yeah, as a powerhouse. Sentry, Snowbird.
Snowbird?
Yeah, from Alpha Flight. And Sandman. Yeah, again, good picks. Again, Snowbird. I don't think I've seen Snowbird in anything for a long time. I don't know if she's still active around. I'm surprised now that Andy or Pete had Super Sorry in the team. Yeah, we could have that. We should do a YouTube.
No, we shouldn't. That could go really badly.
Spock, Sulu, Scotty, and Sarek, just for you, Peter. Yep, all the treks. That would be good. Pick a letter, pick a team, and Andy will make up a series of attributes.
Guilty as charged.
I hear Pope can resurrect you. Nice to see you, comic deal. Hope you're well. All right, Chris. Google is a multinational technology company known primarily for its search engine, but it also offers a wide range of products and services. Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
I think Chris hit enter without realising.
Can we at least mention his surfboard? Yeah.
Chris's?
She makes nice stuff at Christmas. I think he's talking about his wife. I'm not sure who he's. We've got Roscoe. Nice to see you, Roscoe. Hope you're doing well. She also has extended limbs, the power of 1,000 men, and can see the future. That's correct, Chris. I just didn't want to rub it in with Andy. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to. Team bullshit ain't It's all about the new channel he's in at Lex. Yeah, absolutely. You ever hear the tale of Darth playing against the wax? Well, criminal, we didn't get to see that play out, mind, isn't it? You know, at the end of wasn't Ahsoka. What was it again? The what was the last miniseries, which was pretty poor? Howie Andy, you're the Star Wars guy, man. The one with
I haven't watched it.
The one with the two. Have you watched it? No, don't believe me. The one with the two twins. Someone tell us in the chat. My brain's gone blank. What was the last Star Wars show? And it was pretty poor. But we got to see Darth Plagueis at the end, I think. The Acolyte. That was it. Yeah. The Acolyte. Yeah. Yeah. Stephen's going for Andy. I think his team is a comic series. It'd be much more enjoyable and fun to read. You're insane.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you.
Done, Stephen. Stingray went into hiding after the Irwin incident. Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Oh, we allowed him, Doctor. Wait a minute.
We are Stephen Strange. We are. Yeah.
God damn it.
God, see. Oh, yeah.
Heat up with the
right. Acolyte. That's it. That's the one. Good stuff. Okie dokie, guys. We need a letter for next week. So, first letter in the chat, and that's what we'll go with. Someone give away a letter to start with team on for next week.
B for bullshit is not an option.
So, someone just stick a letter in the chat, and we shall design a team around that. And if you're coming back next week, T it is. Oh, it's a good one. All the Thors. Yeah. So if you're coming back, please do design your own team, beginning with T, for the challenge. 4 members, beginning with T. Okay. Are we ready to move on from that, Andy?
Peter, I'm knackered. All this bullshit takes out of me.
Sweating. I'm sweating as well. My head's getting redder and redder. Look at this. Like a flaming tomato. Anyway, pull list. Tell me about this, Andy.
So the Rusty Staples pull list, we have decided that whenever we pick a book to read, or potentially you guys pick a book for us to read as part of the new comic book day, it can go over the previous 2 weeks. Once we've read it and reviewed it, we're going to decide whether we put it into our Rusty Staples pull list. And what that'll effectively mean is that we'll read that comic every single week. Not necessarily give it like a full review every single week, but we'll touch upon it and give it an update. If it starts to like not be as good as we first anticipated, we're going to take it off. We can take it off our pull list and just stop reading it completely. But that's the idea, Peter. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, sounds good. Ed is supporting you, Andy. Shocking behaviour.
Thanks, Ed.
Skywalker beats Spectre. Man. Anyway, so pull list. We're going to have a look at a book each week, and our first one that we decided to look at is a book that that we read the first one of. Is it just last year? Beneath the Trees came out.
Last year. It was last year, yeah. It was definitely last year, yeah.
By Patrick Hovarth. The original run, absolutely amazing series. I loved it. Andy, I know you read a lot of it as well. And we all enjoyed it. I think some of us were surprised by the ending, but I still thought the series was an absolute stonker. I kind of described it previously as Sylvanian Families meets Dexter. Yeah. I was really excited to see that we're getting a sequel to this series, which is why we've picked this up.
I was actually quite nervous about seeing that it was going to be a sequel, because I think the beauty of the first arc was the fact that it came so unexpected. Nobody was really talking about it before it came out, and then suddenly people were going like, "Have you read this? Have you read that?" And that's what I love when you hear other people going, "Oh, this is a really good book," but it's not necessarily a Marvel or a DC book. So I was nervous, but having read obviously the first arc, I thought there was, as you say, elements of it that could have probably been done a little bit better, a little bit sort of tighter brought together. But it'll be really interesting to see how this second arc goes.
I think for me, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I don't want to say disappointment, but my slight disappointment, I guess, with the end was all of my own making, because I was enjoying this book so much. I'd kind of created the end in my head, and I was expecting there to be a reveal about why we're seeing teddy bears and stuff like that, and that didn't come. But once I switched that off and thought, no, just stop putting your own views on it and just enjoyed it for what it was, it blew me away, the first series.
Was it no Hydra Collectibles who said something about?
Yeah, so he initially thought that there was going to be a reveal that none of these creatures were actual animals, they're all humans.
Yeah,
It's part of the kind of the psychosis, and I kind of went in expecting that, but we didn't get it.
Set your
But
expectations.
Yeah, I've since reread the trade paperback, and it's a phenomenal piece of work. So I was excited to see the sequel. Slightly nervous, I have to say. Slightly nervous because I thought, oh, it was perfection in many ways. Is this going to drop the ball? And then we get Beneath the Trees, #1, Where Nobody Sees, Rites of Spring. Worth seeing, again, some phenomenal variant covers for this series. Tale picks up, can't remember, X number of years after the original series. Is it 10 years or something? I can't remember.
I think it was fast forward to like 1994.
Yeah.
That time. Yeah.
So basically, the tale picks up with the sister of one of the original victims has been searching for her brother all this time. Can't let it go. Always looking for some clues. And then out of the blue, she gets an email to say, you should go and check out this town. She goes to check out the town, and she starts to encounter what's happened. So not going to spoil it much more than that, but Andy, just in general, then, what did you think of this series? This issue, sorry.
This issue, I thought this issue was great. I loved the fact that it sort of fast forwarded, as Chris has said there, 8 years to 94. So you've got, you see all the bits of technology and stuff like that, which ultimately might help Monica to find her brother, but it could also hinder it as well, because you can see people in chat forums and stuff like that giving her clues. So she almost becomes, it's almost like she becomes a bit almost over intense, the same intensity that you get from the killer teddy bear. So it was almost like the juxtaposition between the two of those guys. I thought the pacing of the story was the first issue was excellent. It felt almost like you were leveling up to a certain extent in the writing, and certainly I thought that one of the key things about this issue was the lettering. Hassan Osmani El Hui, I think, if I pronounced that correctly, does the lettering, and I think he's the best letterer out there. It added almost as if it was like a visual add-on, especially when he was doing like the lettering for like the cars going by and just like sound effects. You were saying them in your head as it was shown on the page. So yeah, I really really enjoyed this for first issue.
So I absolutely agree, Andy. This didn't disappoint at all. I don't know if it's been planned or if it's just a beautiful coincidence, but we've got a new series of Dexter started on TV just last week, and it just it's got us in a serial killer mood. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So this was a beautiful kind of companion piece to the new series of Dexter. It's got all the same ticks for me as the last series. The art, I think, is stunning. I love the story. I love the narrative. There's just something so disarming and then also alarming about seeing these cutesy kind of animals, and then all of a sudden you see a disembodied individual. Or, I have to say, through us all the way through the book, a bloody duck smoking. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, what? It's just, it does stuff with my brain, And then it's not a twist, and I'm not going to say it because I know people haven't read it.
Yeah.
But the end of the book has really left me thinking, what the hell is going on here, and why is this happening, and what on earth could be the rationale behind some of the decisions some of the characters have made? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm hooked straight away.
No, I'm exactly the same. I think it's got all the elements that we loved in the first arc, but I think it sort of raised them to the next level. Monica as a character, like, I'm fully, I'm invested in her psyche and what she thinks, how she operates, and to do that in 20, 30 pages, I think it's sort of tip your cap to Patrick.
I mean, great series. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've read this. Please, no spoilers, but if you've read this, what did you think of it? Just give a line or two about your thoughts, or if you want, give it a score out of 10. For me, this is as a starting point for the series, a solid 9 out of 10. There's nothing I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah, I would give it a 9 as well. I think solid story, it had all the elements that I enjoyed from the first arc. The covers were great, specifically the Scott Young cover, which caught my eye. I think I
Yeah.
pre-ordered that with Slab Crusaders. And as I say, the lettering really, really enhanced the experience of the book. So for me, it's 9 out of 10, and it would definitely be on the pull list for me. I think I'm
Yeah,
going to pick it
agree. So this will get added onto the pull list, and we'll read this monthly. I don't know how many issues is it. Is it a 6 or an 8 issue? I don't remember saying that. It's
I
not
think it's a
ongoing, is it?
6. I think it's 6. Somebody fact check me again in the chat, please.
Okie dokie. So just quickly jumping back to the chat. After Ed's comment, Bat Dan saying Ed's obviously been drinking again. Terry, great start to the new series. I think he's talking about this show, Andy. I think he's
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
as long as it doesn't end up like the second Stray Dogs. I've still not read it, Sean. I've got the trade paperback. Is it Dog Days, I think it's called? Have you read that one, Andy?
I haven't read Dog Days just simply because I read the first couple issues of Pharaoh. And I think that's it. Again, this is why I was worried about this arc of Beneath the Trees, because the first Stray Dogs, again, was another kind of a phenomenon. We didn't really know who the writer was, the artwork. Everything was just new and everybody started talking about it in socials. And then I read the first couple issues of Pharaoh and I just didn't like it.
Yeah, Pharaoh did nothing for me, I'm afraid. Looking forward to reading this weekend. That's what I was expecting the end to be. So I think this is about them revealing that the animals aren't really animals, but it was changed. Yeah, perhaps, Terry. Perhaps, maybe, mate. Still loving this. Works so well overall. Definitely in. This is an exquisite corpse. Oh, God, yeah. Have you read Exquisite Corpses, Andy? You did, didn't you?
I have, yeah. I've read the first couple issues, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ed. Exquisite Corpses is one of my favourites.
When's the next one out? When's the next issue?
Well, I've read issue 2. Have you read issue 2?
Yeah, I've read issue 2. When's 3?
So
Fuzzy will probably be able to tell us.
Yeah, that must have only been a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I didn't manage to grab the trading card one for this one, but I'll have to try and get it. Dungeon Crawler Kev saying a 9 out of 10. Yep, I think that's very fair, mate. Charlie, haven't read comics in ages. Thanks to Andy bringing this to my notice. Invested massively. Charlie, I think you would like Exquisite Corpses, but I think check that one out. I think that's probably bang up your street. A 9. This is great, yeah. Great. I'm back. Terry's saying a 6. Charlie's saying a 6. He said 9.
It's an upside down.
Oh, so 6 issues. Sorry, my apologies, guys. Six issues. Yeah, 6 issues. Thanks, guys. Stephen, I need to go back and read the first series of this. Going to grab the trade paper. Yeah, the first series is amazing. Sorrel, you'll love this, bud. It's right up your street.
Oh, yeah, you would. Yeah. Did you get the hardback edition? Do you remember we were talking about maybe picking it up? Did you get it? Yeah. Is it as nice as I think it would be?
It's sexy and it smells nice. Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Comes out next week. Exquisite Corpses number 3. Good stuff. Yeah, gonna give it a read. Nice one, lads. Cheers, bud. Yeah, I didn't get the trading card either, mate. I missed that one. Okay, so that's where pick. Then we've got this one. What's this, Andy?
This is the Rusty Spec deck. So the plan for this is to look at upcoming TV shows, upcoming movies that are coming out, anything geek related that we can tie in some speculation and some spec books that we think you should either, if you've got them in your collection, you should maybe think about selling because you'll get big bang for your buck, or if you want to try and pick them up. This is just to give you an idea of, first appearances, second appearances, any major key moments in the books. I think the two that we've went for this week is kind of a almost happened. So if you don't have the books already, then you're going to pay a premium for them. But what we hope to do is to try and pick up some other movies and TV shows. And if there's any suggestions in the chat as well of movies that are coming out or TV shows and any speculation that you guys hear about, let us know and we can feature it in this segment.
So it's worth saying that this is just spec. This is no way us telling you to go and buy these books. No. You do your own due diligence and all the rest of it. But it's just to give you a bit of a clue, as Andy said. We were going to talk about Ironheart and also Superman.
Superman, yeah.
But I've binned those slides, Andy, and changed that a little bit. Just because, like you say, they're like 2 weeks old now. So
okay, cool.
So instead, Fantastic Four we have got coming out obviously in a week, I think. Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen Superman yet, so I'm planning to go and see Superman with Comic Deal next Saturday. I think he wants to go and see Fantastic Four, so we might double date it and double movie it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Superman is. I know you're not a massive Superman fan, but your kids will love it.
I watched the first 5 minutes on the Fire Stick, and I had to drag myself away from it because it just looked so good. So I've heard really good reports. So
Terry saying, just as like to say, I watched the first 7 episodes of Creature Commandos and I have no idea why it was being slagged off. I thought it was brilliant. I didn't see who was slagging it off, Terry. I think me and the guys on the show the other day said it was good. We enjoyed it. I didn't see much negativity about it. I thought it was a cracking little series. So anyway, listen, we're not going to go into detail about Fantastic Four #1. Everybody knows that one. If you've got thousands and thousands of pounds, you might want to go and look that out. But this is basically obviously the first appearance of Fantastic Four and first appearance of the Mole Man, who we know features in the new Fantastic Four movie. So yeah, I mean that is, if you can afford it, a cracking one to get. That's on my dream list, Andy. I would love to get a Fantastic Four one.
I'm surprised you don't already have at least 2 or 3 copies of it.
Our pal Efren has got a copy, which is...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to steal it when you go to San Diego next year?
I am. Yeah, I'm staying in his house, so I'm just going to empty his cupboard. So then we've got Fantastic Four issue #3. Any idea why this one's a minor key?
Fantastic Four issue? No idea. Tell me.
So this is the first appearance of them in costume. So up until this issue, they didn't have those beautiful trademark blue jumpsuits and whatnot. So we get the first costumes in that. We also get the first appearance of the Baxter Building and also the first appearance
Miracle Man, isn't it?
Yeah, Miracle Man and the Fantastic Car as well. So
okay.
Yeah, again, this is a pricey book, guys. So again, these early keys you're going to struggle to get for good prices, I think. We've then got Fantastic Four 48 and 49, which is the first appearance of Silver Surfer and the first appearance of the Watcher. These aren't too badly priced, you know. I mean, I'm saying that you're still paying a kind of chunk of money for them.
It's about four grand or something.
It depends on the grade you get.
Yeah,
sometimes get them for better than that, but yeah, still nice books to have. Great keys, particularly if you're a fan of the Silver Surfer and Galactus. Not a fan of that cover, I have to say, but yeah, nice ones. We've then got Fantastic Four King Size Special #6, first appearance of Anhilus, but there's another key appearance in this one, Andy. This is the first appearance of good old Franklin Richards. We know that he's appearing in the Fantastic Four as a baby, and if you know your Fantastic Four lore and mythology, Franklin is like an Omega level mutant. I've got a feeling the Marvel universe are going to lean heavily into Franklin. I think he's going to be a key player in the future in the MCU. So I think that's a good one to get a hold of. And again, that's a one that you can get for a decent price, I think. Fantastic Four 209, first appearance of Herbie in the comic books.
Oh, yeah, cool.
That's a nice, easy one to get a hold of for a decent price. Herbie, we know, is in the movie as well. Whether he's going to be a big character, he might be a bit of a kind of a fan favourite for the younger audience, shall we say.
Yeah. It's first John Byrne artwork.
Yeah, that's right. Stunning cover. I love the cover.
Yeah, I think.
And again, for Herbie, interestingly, in the Fantastic Four prequel comic, which came out this last week, he's called Kirby in the comic, but we know he's Herbie in the movie. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Oh, is it like a Frank Kirby?
Yeah. So yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Jack Kirby. Sorry.
Jack Kirby. Yeah.
Yeah. Frank.
I just went with it. I didn't want to embarrass you by saying Frank. Who the fuck's Frank Kirby? Jesus. Then we've got Silver Surfer issue #1. Not a one I've got. You got that one?
I'd love that book. I'd absolutely love that book. How much is that going for roughly? Do you reckon?
I'm not sure on the rough price, but it's not a first appearance of the Silver Surfer, so I don't think it's like a mega key. You can probably, I'm guessing, someone in the chat tell us, you can get it for under £1,000. Decent grade, I would have thought. But it's still a nice one to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Not on this list because it's Silver Surfer. This is the first appearance of Silver Surfer's lady friend. I always get her name wrong. Is it Shalbal? Shalabala Ding Dong? Shalabala?
Shalibal.
Yeah. So yeah, Shalabal.
Frankly Bal, is it not? Is it not?
No, it's not Frank. It's not Frank. Frank's our brother. So Shalbal, first appearance. We know that she's a Silver Surfer in the new movie coming out. Whether that's a long-term investment, I don't know. I think she's going to be a one and done because I don't believe she's our Silver Surfer for the Marvel Universe.
And that book that's going for a decent chunk of change compared to, it was in like, dollar bins not so long ago.
Yeah. So that's our first appearance as Shalabala Ding Dong. You've then got Earth X number 12, the Alex Ross kind of alternate universe, which is the first time we see her as the Silver Surfer. In a cameo, kind of a couple of panels in this one, and then in the subsequent issue, which is Earth X 13, but I think it's just called Earth X, you get a death in a couple of pages of her. But this is the book that seems to go for, or people are getting excited for. There is an earlier What If book, which features her as a Herald of Galactus, but she's not as the Silver Surfer. She's called Starlight or something in that. So that's the book that you really want for that.
Have you seen Chris's comment?
No, I'm just going to jump to the comments now. What's Chris saying? Has he been? Shalabah Ding Dong is a sometime.
He's naughty. He's definitely naughty.
But that's true. I've heard it. So, yeah,
when? How?
I couldn't possibly think it. Lots of people are very excited for Fantastic Four. Lobo Comics, absolutely agree, mate, Scott. And we'll do that when we talk about Supergirl at some point. But Lobo Comics, you can still get that Omega Men
3
for a reasonable price. So yeah, check that one out. I think Lobo's a great shout. Peter, next week Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls. How are you, man? No, I am not going to be reading it, Sorrow.
Are you not going to get like a blank cover? Because they're doing a blank cover. You can get a little Powerpuff Girl drawn. No. Okay.
No. Franklin will probably be the one to save the day. I think so, Terry. I think in the future, mate. Frank Kirby's his cousin. So that's Silver Surfer 1, mid-grade around 400 to 600. Yeah, that sounds about right. I have a Silver Surfer 1 and an FF Annual 6, both are mid-ish grade, maybe a 4.0 for Silver Surfer 1, 5.5-ish for FF. That I would keep a hold of them, ABZ, for the time being, because they've got potential to rise, I think. Okay, next. This one, Andy, I think you're gonna be able to give me far more information because I am not as knowledgeable as you. We have got
Judge
Dredd. So have you seen today's news? We're going to talk about it on my show on Tuesday, but we've got a Taika Waititi movie coming out.
I've seen a lot of negativity around it, that people aren't quite as enthusiastic. I think he's got big shoes to fill based on the last movie and how everybody enjoyed that. But yeah, I guess it's what stories are going to do, what characters are they going to introduce, things like that,
So what they've said is it's going to lean more into the comic books. What worried us most, and you're more of a Dredd fan than me. I've read some Dredd, but not masses. But what they said was Taki whatever had said that he was going to lean more on the comics and lean more into the dark humour of Judge Dredd.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't aware that Dredd was a particularly humorous character.
Yeah.
Based on the last Thor debacle that Taki directed, I can't say this has got us excited. If they announced a sequel to the Carl Urban Dredd, I would have been all over it.
Well, I think that was the plan. I think that's what they were talking about and stuff like that, because I know that Jock was particularly interested in being involved in that. But I don't even know if he maybe be doing stuff for this movie. When are they talking that this is coming out?
Not for a year or two. Not for a year or two. Yeah.
Right,
but I thought new news today. We'll stick it on, get people in nice and early. So we've got 2000 AD Prog number 1. This is the first cameo appearance of Judge Dredd. So I think back page it says
it's an advertisement, I believe.
Next issue. You can get that for a reasonable price because it's just a cameo, I guess. So that's not a bad one to get. We've then got Prog 2. Sorry, mate.
No, I was going to say that one came with a spinner toy in the front of it as well. So it's actually fairly difficult to get this in good grade because a lot of the obviously kids just pulled it off and ripped the front cover. So bear that in mind if you're picking this book up.
Yeah, I think it's not just that either, is it, Andy? It's the quality of these original run of 2000 AD books. It's like a really old newspaper stock, so they yellow really easily.
The yellow, all the newsagents just wrote your name on it and pen and stuff like that. And that type of paper is just basically degrading all the time. That's why if you've got a big box of them, you smell it in your collection. They're just degrading, you know.
We've then got Prog 2, which is the official first appearance of Judge Dredd. Comes with these bionic man transfers, skin
Stickers,
transfers.
yeah.
Really hard to get a complete issue, decent quality with the stickers. I had a copy of this and I sold it last year or the year before, and I got a really good price for it. I doubled my money. I think I sold it for about £800 or something like that.
I'm still devastated at that news, to be honest with you.
I know. And do you know what? Do you know sometimes we talk about books you sell and then you immediately kind of regret?
Yeah.
I needed the money at the time because I think it was when I was getting into Hot Toys and I wanted to buy action figures with it. But it's a one I've quite often gone back to eBay to say, oh, could I re-get this one? Or,
I would love, and I probably am too late now given the news that's just been released, but I would love to get a copy of this. Am I right in thinking that if you get this graded and it doesn't have the stickers, that it's a green label?
Well, so that's changed a little bit over the last few years. So that certainly used to be the case, because it was the case with, say, Captain Britain #1, where you get the mask. If you didn't have the mask with it, you got a green label. But I think they might have changed that recently.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I would love another copy of that. I have thought about buying just a good condition copy of the comic book and then hoping that the stickers come available sometime else.
Yeah, get it separately, yeah.
But first appearance of Judge Dredd, big book to get. It's a pricey book now. Kicking myself I didn't get mine graded, because I think it would be a nice one. We've then got Program 149. Any idea what the key significance of this one is, Andy? Have you got
that?
This one?
Is the first appearance of Judge Death.
Absolutely. Now, we've not seen Judge Death in a movie, and if Taika Waititi is going to go more down the comic book route, I would have thought the Judge Death and the his team, that would be a real big selling point.
The Dark Judges, if that was done correctly, visually, probably more than any storytelling, but if it was visually done correctly, I think you would have an absolute winner on your hands. I think it would actually draw a lot of people to 2000 AD, if I'm honest.
Yeah, darkest. I think that could be a real winner. So great character as well. I love. There's a run, you'll have read it, I'm sure, called Young Death, where he's telling his history to a reporter. Love that series. That's amazing. So first appearance of Judge Death. We've then got Program 150, so the issue afterwards, which is the first appearance of
Judge Anderson.
Yeah, Judge Anderson. Yeah. Now, she's appeared in both of the previous movies, I think. So kind of the usual sidekick you see to Judge Dredd. So again, a nice one to get.
So these would be the issues that I would be picking up if you're trying to speculate. It wouldn't be the first two. It would be these ones. There's various other issues that you can get for maybe £5-6 in various grades. Those would be the sort of books I'd be picking up. That's my spec for 2008.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It depends on your budget, doesn't it? Because the spec books, to go for the kind of, I don't want to say lower minor keys, because they're not, because first Judge Anderson, first Judge Death is still an expensive book, but it is within reach and it's got the potential of jumping if the movie's a success. That's
224, 225 are your first Death Judges, those would be the ones that I would be picking up. And then obviously 228 is First Rogue Trooper, and the movie is coming out, so bring it on.
We've then got, again, a one that I think is probably a more reasonable price and has the potential to go up, which is Judge Dredd, the first kind of American version of the book. Again, nice one to have. You can pick that up reasonably. And again, if the character, because I don't feel he's ever really hit it big time with the American audience.
No.
But if he explodes after this film, that very well might be the book that the American buyer goes for rather than a UK book.
That's definitely the most easily accessible and a higher grade book to get. And it's a bone cover as well, so that makes it even better.
And that links into the next book, which is Judge Dredd crossover with Batman Judgment on Gotham. For one, it's a phenomenal story, well worth a read. But also, I think if people watch Judge Dredd and get excited by it and then spot, oh, there's a Batman crossover, that's very much something people will be looking for. So potentially you could see a bit of a jump with that one as
Absolutely.
well, I think.
Yeah, I've got a couple of copies of it. It's a great book.
Yeah, it's love it. Okay, that's Spec Deck. Let's have a quick look and see what the comments are before we move on to our next section. Scott, Powerpuff Girls and Thundercats sounds like a fun mix. Pals and a half pint. Not sure Taki can do dark. Everything has to be funny. Yeah,
That's my worry. That's my worry with Judge Dredd. You know,
it doesn't feel like a right fit to me, I have to say. Although I do like what he did with what do you call it? Thingy in the Shadows. But that is very comedy as well. The vampire thing. Brain's gone blank. What is it? Something.
You can imagine
the Shadows.
You can imagine if he completely flipped though, and like you could find a really dark side to his brain, and he was able to pull it off. But
yeah, I mean his dark humor is pretty good at times in terms of beneath. I can't remember what it's called. What We Do in the Shadows. I quite liked Jojo Rabbit. Excuse me. It had some weird bits in it, but that was done well. I don't know. Buddy comedy. I think Sorrell's right. I think we've lost faith in him since Thor. But he did do some very good stuff before that. He just kind of went, for me,
off the rails
too silly, you know?
Yeah. It's probably when you have like a bigger budget and stuff like that as well, that you've got more creative freedom. Whereas if you're on a tight budget, maybe that makes a difference.
And I don't think Chris Helmsworth helped the matters, because Chris at that point was very much into thinking he was very funny, and he might be, but very much him and
like a method actor.
Yeah, they both very much got into the kind of the just off the cuff comedy and not really worrying about the script and just and I'm not sure it worked. More interesting Rogue Trooper. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. 2008, difficult to get in decent condition. Absolutely agree, mate. We've got Ali, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, bud. I queued hours at Marble Arch Virgin Megastore for the research Judgment on Gotham. Great book. Ooh. Got it signed by a number of people. Very, very nice. Very nice.
Oh, very good, yeah.
First Halo Jones can pick up for sensible price.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
I think the stickers in 2 came on paper envelope that weren't stuck with tape on the outside or on the toy. Some chance of finding decent one. So they weren't stuck to it, Terry. They were just inside the book, but they were on a bit of paper because I had it with the stickers, but they weren't sellotaped to the comic at all. So yeah, you can find it without them kind of being on it. It was inserted inside the book itself. What We Do in the Shadows. Thank you, Ash. My brain went blank there. Couldn't figure out what the hell that was, but yeah. Okie dokie. That's a bit of spec. Next, we've got Market Watch, Andy.
Yeah, so this is the UK Comic and Collectibles Market Watch, and I'm not going to lie, I've taken this inspiration, consider it a homage to some great content creators and channels like Beyond Wednesdays and the likes. I'm sure everybody's familiar with them. Brian McClay and those guys who are fantastic. I watch them all the time. I know Fuzzy's a fan, and if you haven't watched them, please go and check them out. They do like a market report, and I always really enjoy to see what they come up with. And I thought to myself, what if we just sort of concentrated sort of UK and Ireland and see what is selling this side of the pond. So this is what this is basically about. This can be anything. As long as it's sort of geek related. I think it's fair to say for this week we're very sort of comic book related. But if you guys see anything that sells on eBay that you think is pretty cool, that people would like to see, then just drop it either of us a message and we can include it in future shows. But yeah, this is our list for this week. Ooh. Do you want to do the first one?
Yeah, so if we've got American viewers, you might not really be aware of a publication called The Beano and the Dandy. The UK kind of much loved classic comic books. I think, correct us if I'm wrong, they're both still going, The Beano and the Dandy. I think you might have heard of characters like Desperate Dan and Minnie the Minx and all those kind of characters. But this is the Beano book #1 from 1940. It's a first edition annual. I mean, it looks in amazing condition for a 1940 book, I have to say.
Yeah, for the year. First edition
Yeah.
as well. As
Yellow
soon as I
cover.
saw this, I almost thought, wait, I'm sure I've seen that in a second-hand shop somewhere at some point, you know?
I mean, you know, the fact that the yellow cover's still quite vibrant, it looks like it could do with a clean, but you could probably, if you're skilled, clean that up really, really nicely, you know?
How do you think that smells, Peter?
Oh, like 6. I think it's marvellous. It'll have that. I love going into an old bookstore and just standing and I sound really weird. Just
Like
sniffing.
like your granny's front room,
Yeah. Just
moist,
smelling the books.
fuzzy.
So yeah, I love it. Anyway, the news here is this Butte sold for £2,351. Now, I have to be honest, Andy, I don't have any reference point for that. I don't know if that's what this is worth. It seems an awful lot of money, but then I guess we're talking about a 1940s classic.
28 bids as well, which I thought was quite interesting. I have nothing to gauge it. I don't know if it's too much or too little, but I just thought, would I guess with a lot of these things, I'd be like, would I, if I had that money, pay that for this book? And I don't think the Beano #1 would be something that I've not seen it regularly getting sold either, especially a first edition, and that's the reason why it made this list. So I just thought it was an interesting one.
And I guess the thing for me as well is, I'm assuming that as this is an annual, it's the collection of the comics. So it's not like it's key first appearances, because that will have happened in the comic book version of it.
That's
I
my
assume.
assumption. Yeah, although if you're thinking back to like 1940, would that have even been like a thing? I've no idea. Is there any Beano
Any Beano experts? Any Beano
experts? Please let us know.
So Sorrel, yeah, the Beano's still going, still being printed. Someone Google for her, when was the first Beano comic produced? Because it must, I reckon it'll be 35, 36 or something like that. And this is going to be the collection of those comics, you know?
Yeah.
Digital, perhaps, back down. Scott, I used to have loads of these mini library Beano Dandy books. Wish I still had them. Yeah. A book is worth what you'll pay for it. The buyer of that Beano would probably be more than happy with it. Absolutely. Yeah. Completely agree. Yeah. Completely agree. There was an original Wolverine 2099 front cover original art from Daniel Warren Johnson on Eubank's auction this week. Didn't quite get its reserve, I don't think. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
That one. 1938 for the first Beano. So this will be a collection. So
I'll be a collection of them. Yeah.
Yeah, not technically first issues, is it? But
yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That was some quick Googling, Sean.
Oh,
or did you know that? Are you a secret Beano fan?
Oh.
It's all coming out now, I'll tell you. Well, we move on to the next one then, Peter, eh?
Yeah.
So this one was close to my heart. This is Sonic the Hedgehog issue #1 and a CGC 9.8 and a complete set of all the promotional issues that come out. So there was Mean Machine, there was the supplement that was inside the comics, which I think I put in my Instagram, and I gave out the list of comics that you could find it in. And I felt like this was a lot of money for what it was. Is there something that I'm missing here? Because there was definitely only those five images. There's nothing else to it.
So when you put this up, I was like, this can't possibly be right, because I think I've got the CGC 9. I think I got it off you. CGC 9.8 and some of the kind of the loose versions of it.
Yeah.
So I was reading this, trying to think, what am I missing? What is the Mean Machine thing? I don't think I've got. I just don't know.
Which I think is like considered the first true appearance, and I think that is fairly rare. So if that is the thing that's in the 9.8, which I can't see with my old eyes, then I don't know if that's worth the value. Maybe something the chat can tell us otherwise.
So Ed's saying it's the little one, that's the rare one.
That's the rarer one, yeah. It's from the magazine, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I like
Keep an
that,
eye
yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Next, we've got a Spawn 189 sketch variant. Extremely rare. Only 100 of these printed. Some of these rare variants go for massive money, but I'm always a little bit nervous that once the hype dies down, do they still fetch that kind of money? But that's gone for like over $3,000. That's incredible.
It's the fact that it's Spawn as well, I think, because, you know, even out with this particular issue, there's some of the Spawn issues that are so low print run. Always check the Spawn boxes whenever you go into an LCS. That's always my suggestion, because a lot of the owners don't know what they have when it comes to Spawn, and they just bulk buy it and then put it into a box. I've never seen this issue for sale raw, and when I seen this as a 9.8, I think it now that isn't the sole picture that I brought up, but I am almost sure that it went for roughly about that amount for £3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible. Shelley's just saying here had the Commando and Beano little mini comics. Yeah, my granddad had shelves full of the Commando mini books, and I used to read them when I went to visit. Loved them, absolutely loved them. If I had 3k to spend a book, it wouldn't be that one. That's an interesting one to talk about at some point in the future. Sure, Ed. If you've got £3,000, do you go for a key kind of older book, or do you go for something like this, a rare variant?
That would be a cool segment actually, if we get like an amount, and then we have to like the ABC team that we pull together. What would we buy? What would we go and shop?
Yeah, good stuff. And then we've got the Star Wars. What's that?
Yeah, so that's Star Wars issue number 1 in a CGC 8.0, and then you've got I think you've got another slab one there, and then you've got all the 75 as well, and then you've got I think every single issue, and this went for just over £1,000, which I thought wasn't a huge amount of money for what you're getting, assuming that it's in fairly good nick as well. So I thought that was one of the ones I thought, you know what, I wish I'd have seen that, because I'd have probably put a cheeky bid in, if I'm honest.
I've picked up a Star Wars one, maybe it's last year. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I don't think it's an 8.0, I think. I can't remember paying more than a couple of £100 for it.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the value there is. First Boba Fett, I think, is still gets a good price, I think, as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think they're always holding their value. I don't think they were as high, obviously during the COVID prices, but yeah, I mean this is. I think for me as a fan of Star Wars, this is a collection I'd like to eventually get. But I've got issue 1, but I'm just not entirely sure if I'm invested enough to get every other issue.
Remember the Spawn book that was considered a ghost a few years ago? Then someone found thousands. Yeah, that's the danger, Fuzzy.
Yeah, and is that? I mean that's the thing as well. You've got to ask yourself, like with all these sort of rare books, is there like warehouses full of them somewhere that people are just holding on to? So
yeah, absolutely. Dungeon Crawl Kev, that Star Wars sounds intriguing. I heard it was optioned. I don't think it'll go anywhere, mate. It sounds a bit cack to me. Anyway, moving on. X-Men.
You can take this one.
This breaks my heart. So, this is X-Men 1 from 1963. Absolutely stunning book to have. This is a very good. So very good. What's the grade on a very good these days? Is it
like VG minus is what? Is that like 5-ish?
5 or something like that, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
£2,777. This book has dropped horrendously post-COVID. I've got a copy of this, as you know. I can't even remember what mine is. Can't remember what grade it is, but I paid a lot more than that.
And you bought yours raw, didn't you?
I bought mine raw. Yeah, bought mine raw, then got it graded. So yeah, this is one of those books that, if you hold on to it, hopefully over the years it's always gonna be a desirable book. But it's a bit of a kick in the nuts to see a big drop like that. It's certainly not something I'm going to be telling my wife about.
So let me ask you then. So whenever you picked that book up and whatever you may have paid for it, did you pick it up because you wanted the book, because you were riding on the spec wave and you wanted to, or was it an investment? What was your plan?
I'd always wanted an X-Men #1, and to be quite honest, maybe I just wasn't au fait enough with the market or au fait enough with different selling sites, but I felt, or I convinced myself, that you don't see X-Men 1s coming up in the UK very often.
Yeah.
So when I saw one come, actually I tell you exactly what happened. I saw one come up, I convinced my wife to let us get it, and then it sold. And I was devastated. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, another one came up, and I just rushed it.
FOMO.
Yeah, I drove like 6 hours, 7 hours to pick the bloody thing up, and then panicked about how I get it graded and all kinds of stuff. So it was a right debacle. But I absolutely bought it because X-Men's very close to my heart.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For a whole host of reasons. But I always wanted an X-Men 1. So yes, it's dropped in price. That no doubt would hurt my wife far more than it hurts me.
Yeah.
Because
but you're still happy with it. You're still
yeah. I'm never letting go of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very good. Very good. Next one is Dandy Monster comic number 1 from 1939 and 2,403 quid. That I must be missing something, or I'm not collecting the right things, because it just seems a huge amount of money for Dandy Monster comic number 1. What do you
But
think?
I guess this is the thing, isn't it?
Is it relative?
We are very much superhero comic book collectors because that's our nostalgia. I would imagine, and no disrespect to anybody, but perhaps some older people or people who've grown up and have got a nostalgic kind of link to Dandy Beano. This is their jam, you know. So I think we're just not the right collectors for this book.
Yeah.
So I see a price like that, and I think that's mental for a bloody Dandy book. You could get an X-Men for that. But likewise, they will probably look at an X-Men and say, "Why on earth would you?"
But like,
that? You know?
it's not close to your heart. It's like if you're going to do it right, buy what you what you like, sort of thing. And the next one was an Amazing Fantasy 15. I don't think I could do a list, or we could do a list and not put an AF 15. This is very good, according to the seller, from 1962, and it went for, I think that was 16 or 18 bids, just under 10k.
See, I think that's incredibly reasonable for an Amazing Fantasy 15. We've got to bear in mind, I can't quite make out because my old eyes, the X-Men one, but we've got to make out that the Amazing Fantasy there is a UK variant. Lots of argument and discussion about the merit of UK produced books versus American books, but a lot of American buyers will only go for the American sent copy books.
Right, okay.
Which is why we quite often sometimes see you could have exactly the same book, exactly the same condition, but as a sent copy, and it'll go for maybe $4 or $5 more.
Right.
Purely because it's a sent book. That said, $10 for an Amazing Fantasy 15 in very good is insane. I mean, that's a book, yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if anybody's the same. Like, some people might display their CGCs in the wall or whatever, but I know whenever I get a CGC, I kind of like, you unwrap it, you look at it, you maybe show it here as a pickup, and then it goes into one of those black BCW boxes, never to be looked at until I'm maybe, pulling my comics out again. If I had to buy that, I just don't know if I could cope with it. Where would you store it? Would you store it in your house? Would you put it in a vault somewhere, or?
So, I mean, I'm slightly different to you. I quite regularly strip naked and just put my CGCs all over my body. And just
All I heard was strip naked, to be honest, Peter. And I was like, yeah, you do.
I've got mine. How many people have I given my address to? I've got mine in a comic room, in a set of architect drawers, where I've got them all displayed. But you're absolutely right. It's part of that. It's that collector's brain, and again, it's a good topic to talk about at some point. Pardon me. It's the collector's brain of the thrill of the hunt, the need for it. I must have that book. I must have that book. You get it, and then, you've got it. What do you do with it? It just sits.
Yeah,
in a cupboard.
you've achieved that. Like that book feels to me like once you get that, then everything else that you buy is kind of insignificant.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, Amazing Fantasy 15 is definitely one that I would love to pick up. But then again, you get to that point, don't you, where you have to look at the money value here and think, how can you that's a couple of family holidays.
Absolutely.
How can you justify that?
Just don't take them on 2 family holidays. There we go. That's it. Justified. Buy the book.
Yeah. I know it's not actually cheap, but 10k for an Air50 seems reasonable compared to. I agree, Ed.
That's what I thought.
Agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a great price, to be honest. And then we've got Invincible Universe Battle Beast 1 by Ryan Otley, 1 in 2000 sketch variant. I hope that's a genuine one because there's lots of fakes going around. The Battle Beast hype train has gone crazy, and these sketch covers I love a sketch by Ryan Otley, have to say. That is stunning. Do I think it's £1,400? Again, it comes back to that question of where's your love and where's your passion? Because I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, yes, it's another grand and a half more, but I could get an X-Men 1.
So you're comparing it to the books that holds a special place in your heart and emotional, and it's that nostalgia thing and all the rest of it. I personally think that the Invincible universe is probably one of the best spec
Yeah.
to look at. It's the new Walking Dead, effectively. If I had the money to buy that book, I probably wouldn't, because it's just not my bag. But again, people would question why I pay a lot of money for Jock original art. It's just because I enjoy it, you know.
Yeah. Stephen's saying, gotta say, this is a superb show so far, fellas. Thank you, Stephen. Loving the segments and the UK focus. Totally into it. Thank you, bud. We appreciate it.
Cheers, Stephen. Thank you.
Fuzzy, can't relate to these books whatsoever. I'll graze from afar. Yeah, it's the prices, Fuzzy, and I think that's maybe something we'll think about in future shows as well. These are out of reach or out of the realms of possibility for so many people, you know. It's just mental to think that these are just bits of paper comic books, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we'll do maybe going forward is like, it wouldn't necessarily be comics, it wouldn't necessarily be books that are outside most people's pay packets, but I'd like to just try and find some cool and quirky stuff. And if anybody can support with that, if they find something, because I don't want to be trawling through eBay and every other site every other day, but you know, even if it's a toy and if it's something that's come up that's sold for cheap that we wish we all could have picked up on, then just let us know.
I'd like to do a one at some point on I was going to say on vintage action figures. We can talk. We can have a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe next week that'd be pretty cool. Actually,
yeah. Some interesting books there. Some crazy prices. I have to say, sketch covers. I know you do a lot of original artwork stuff. That's kind of a way I'm heading at the moment with a lot of my enjoyment in comics. But that's probably because I know I can't afford to be looking for an AF-15 or a Fantastic Four 1. So I've kind of, this sounds really arrogant, but I've kind of, in terms of what I want to collect, I've kind of tapped out in terms of what is financially viable.
Sure.
And I don't want to go down the whole variant kind of route again.
Yeah.
So I'm looking now at sketch covers and things like that, which I'm enjoying getting.
I think for me, it's the original art and the sketch covers is simply because it's a one of one. And I love the hunt for finding artists that maybe not be doing stuff for Marvel or DC. And I know a lot of the people in the chat have been buying a lot of art from guys that necessarily are just doing their thing on Instagram. And that's what I love is to buy stuff from them. And I think Thought Bubble, we've already mentioned the Thought Bubble word again, but you know, that's a perfect place to try and find somebody to do something relatively cheap, because the pickup that I have that I'll show at the end of the show was from Enniskillen Comic Fest, and I paid next to nothing for it, and it's a cracker. So
yeah, Andrew, props or something as well that I'm very interested in. I've very nearly picked up a Star Trek original series phaser signed by William Shatner a couple of weeks ago, but it went for silly money. But yeah, it was very, very cool. Very cool. Chris, I think you bang on, Chris. This is a great philosophy to have. I've developed the philosophy, so if I want a book for the book, I'll happily go low grade. If it's just for me, so what do I care? I absolutely agree, mate. I absolutely agree.
Do you know what's interesting? We talk about, you know, you were talking about you maybe tapped out in books and stuff, and you've moved on to like sketch covers, and I'm talking about, you know, I've maybe moved away from a lot of the books, and I still pick up a good amount of books. But see, everybody, if you're not already, should be going on to Chris Bell's Instagram and giving him a follow, because some of the books that he's been getting recently have been absolutely superb, and it almost feels as if like Chris has reinvented his collecting to a certain extent, and I'm assuming he's really enjoying it as well. So I tip my cap.
That would be cool as well, Andrew. Yeah, I'm not sure where it would go. 1/6 scale Deep Space Nine miniature. That would be interesting. Okay, Andy. Hey, kids, comics.
Hey, I'm nearly losing my voice. You'll all be glad to hear it.
I'm sweating my balls off. Yeah.
So, Hey Kids Comics is, you'll remember the old style American spinner racks that that would be in the local LCSs, and at the top of those spinner racks would be this advertisement, Hey Kids Comics, obviously to get young kids' attention and to go over to the spinner rack. So this is where this is themed on, and what we would like to do is to pick a classic comic run. It could be, I think we said up to like 12 issues. Anything more than that, we can maybe split it up, and we would like your guys' help to choose what those classic comic runs would be. So we're looking for recommendations. I put up in my own Instagram, and I got a lot of great feedback, including Chris's bunny mask. And so this is the theme in this. And do you want to tell the guys what we went for? this week?
Yeah, just before we do that, Chris is saying the bit where Andy was nice about me is a bit of the video that I'll get worn out while I touch myself. Nice. ABZ has got a great suggestion. He thinks we should be reading Watchmen issue 1 to 12. ABZ, just because we're like you, that's exactly what we've read. So we thought, where do we start? We did a show maybe a year ago where we just chatted with the chat and we talked about books that are termed classics that we each hadn't read. And Watchmen came up as a book that you'd never delved into, but we're obviously very well aware of it. Now, I don't like doing the whole gatekeeping thing and all the rest of it, and these are books you should read and stuff, but I would strongly recommend people pick up Watchmen because it is probably, I believe, one of the greatest graphic novels of all time. But just before we get into a review, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't read Watchmen, you're in luck because we have picked up 3 copies of the full trade paperback of Watchmen. So we've got 3 of these to give away tonight. We'll ship them anywhere in the world. So if you want to win a copy of Watchmen, stick hashtag Watchmen in the chat and we'll draw this later on tonight. But Andy, I've read Watchmen a couple of occasions. I've reread it on this occasion. I've watched the movie. I think it's phenomenal. But your first encounter with it, what did you think?
I'm going to premise this with I am very conscious that I've not read a lot of classic books. I'm aware of them. I've heard people say a lot of good things on them, but unless and I guess over the last few months I've not read pretty much anything since the Killer Comics ended. So that massive break, you get out of the habit of reading. And then you'd mentioned Kingdom Come, and that was amazing, absolutely superb. And then we were talking about obviously the theme for this show and what we were going to talk about, and you mentioned The Watchmen, and I think you were horrified that I hadn't read it, absolutely horrified, and I can understand why. Having read this book, and don't get me wrong, it was an enjoyable read. But I think just the sheer amount of words kind of stopped me in my tracks, just because you almost are out of practice when it comes to reading comics. You just get out of the flow of it. I'm kicking myself for not having read this before. It feels like this should be on the curriculum at school. Like everybody should be kind of almost forced to read this. If it wasn't for us starting the show, I probably wouldn't have read it. Because, people say to you, oh, just go ahead and read that, it's really good. But you're like, oh, do I want to invest my time in 12 issues and things like that? And I'm just so glad that I did. I thought this was, it was a game changer. And it makes you question everything else that you've read before. And it also is so relatable to everything that's going on in the world at the moment, which is even more frightening. It's like, what crystal ball were they looking into?
Yeah. Absolutely agree with you, mate. And I think for me, growing up as a comic geek nerd, I discovered Watchmen probably later in the day. I read, your usual Spider-Mans and stuff like that. And I always remember hearing about Watchmen, but never reading it. And as you've probably said, Andy, when you flick through this book, it is not an easy read. You need to dedicate time to it. There's a lot of words and there's a lot of narrative that you really need to read. But I remember going into Forbidden Planet, picking up a copy of Watchmen off the shelf, and this shows you how long ago it was. I must have been, 15, 16. And I took it to the counter with a stack of other comic books. And the guy behind the shelf said, it's always a pleasure to get someone a copy of Watchmen. And then he didn't charge us for the book because he just wanted us to read it. And I thought, you know what? So it shows you the power of it, I guess.
Absolutely.
This is the book, whenever people would say to me, comics are for kids, I would say, really, have you read Watchmen? Because this is not for kids, Some of my favourite scenes in it, I love a lot of characters. I think the Dr. Manhattan stuff is just breathtaking. I think issue number 4 for me. I messaged you after reading issue number 4, and I was like,
I'm a little bit in shock. I can't process it right now. I don't know what I feel about this issue, but it may have been the greatest issue that I've ever read in comics. I thought that when I read Kingdom Come, that one of the issues in that was superb. But issue number 4, the whole stuff about the timepiece and the watchmaker and how it was all brought together, just amazing.
And I mean, this is a book that has been out for a long, long time by the great Alan Moore. Stunning artwork by Dave Gibbons. So hopefully people know the story now, but I'm still not going to spoil it.
No.
But there's a bit at the end which is like your traditional James Bond stroking a cat, explaining the plan to you, which is just genius. Yeah. The twist, is just absolute genius. So yeah, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I don't think we want to spoil it, but I think certainly some of the themes is worth sort of picking up on. I think I mentioned at the start, like, how relatable it was to modern day world. And I think the Watchmen pretty much sums that up with its sort of deep dive into the ethics of power. What happens when one person's got too much power and it's unchecked? What's the consequences and the reality of that? Yeah. And I think that the Watchmen really sums that up quite beautifully, actually.
Absolutely agree. So ladies and gents, we've got 3 copies, so 3 winners tonight. Hashtag Watchmen in the chat, and we'll give them away in a little bit. We're coming to the end of the show, ladies and gents. Appreciate you sticking with us for nearly 2 hours. Just going to jump to the chat, Andy, and see what people have been suggesting for books forward to read. We've got Watchmen, we've got Dark Knight Returns 1 to 4, another classic. You read it?
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, I've read that. Yeah, brilliant.
Strange Adventures 205 to 216.
I've just bought 205.
Okay, well, maybe give that one a go. That's
What's dead, man?
Secret Wars 1 to 12. God, that's what broke me into comics, ABZ. That's the first kind of series I remember reading. Don't know how it'll stack up these days. These are great suggestions, guys. We'll make a list of these, and we'll put them on. We'll maybe do a wheel and just pick a wheel kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that could be dangerous.
Yeah. Lots of people love the way I say book. What do I say?
Book.
Do I say
book? It's Kenny. It's Kenny, man.
We've got Liam. Nice to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Sean, old Swamp Thing. I have never read any of the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Never read it. So I'll be up for that. That would be fun. Watchmen and V for Vendetta. Oh, V for Vendetta. Love that as well. I
haven't read V for Vendetta. Is that a good one?
Alan Moore. Great stuff. Yeah, sorry, good one. Watchmen's more than a book. It's a rite of passage. It's timeless. Absolutely agree, Fuzzy. It's a
summed it up. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Enjoyed the TV show, Shelley. I thought the TV show was decent. The movie, have you seen the movie yet, Andy?
I have watched, but that's the thing. I've watched the movie in the past, but it's almost been like a background movie.
Yeah.
And I think what I need to do, I think you have to read this first, then go in it to kind of understand it and get it a little bit more.
One of Snyder's films, I think it's very faithful. There's a change of the narrative at the end, but yeah, very faithful to the original. Lots of people saying Watchmen's fantastic. Kick-Ass, the original Kick-Ass run. Long time since I've read that. Yeah, interesting. Reading Watchmen is to comics what learning to play Stairway to Heaven is like for a young guitarist. Yeah.
I love. Here, wait a minute. Fuzzy's getting really philosophical here.
He's on the board.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
As long as he doesn't say, "Come to mummy after book." Oh my lord! Everyone must read. Great cover and very reasonable number one to pick up as well. Excuse me. 1984. What's that in relation to ABZ? I cannot see it.
Was that V for Vendetta? Maybe no.
Not sure. No. Was the 205 slab or raw, Andy?
Slabbed.
Okay. Peter, I can say that Frankenstein book behind you. Tough, mine, mate. Sandman. Ian, we're going to talk about Sandman on my Tuesday show. I've never read Sandman, which is ridiculous because I've got all 3 volumes of the Absolute edition. But the TV show, have you watched any of the TV show, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my life. I just finished season 2, part 1. Stunning.
There's too much good stuff. Isn't there? There's not enough time.
Yeah. Chris, I'm a big fan of the Pro. I love have you read the Pro?
No.
Oh, mate. Superman taking the wing off an aeroplane when he ejaculates is one of the best comic panels I've ever read. So yeah,
I didn't think that was words that I would hear you say.
yeah. So the pro is it Garth Ennis?
It sounds like a Garth Ennis, or yeah.
I think it might be Garth Ennis. It's about basically a prostitute who gets superpowers and joins like the Justice League. It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
Sold.
Yeah. Okay, right, guys. Listen, I'm getting hotter and hotter. So, Preacher, that's another good one. I ain't read Preacher.
I never even thought of Preacher, to be fair. Yeah, that's a good shout, Fuzzy.
Never watched. So, season 2, part 1 is out at the moment, mate, and it is absolutely breathtaking. The guy who plays Dream, I just can't. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a superb series. Superb series. Okay, guys, we are moving on. So we've got a few things that we're probably going to skip and do.
Yeah, so what I'll maybe do is give a little bit of the overview of what these are. So this was going to be the top 10 comics 1 year later. This is completely going to be looking at the Cover Price website and looking at the top 10 comics 1 year ago that was on their top 10 list, and just having a look to see how the prices changed, why they're on the top 10, and potentially are they good spec books to get now, because that spec could come back and people are sort of looking elsewhere. So that was the premise of this, but I think we've run out of time, so we'll maybe look at this next week.
It's not that we've run out of time; it's that I've run out of bodily fluid. Everything seeped out
What?
of us.
Wait a minute. So, what have you been? Have you been enjoying yourself that much, Peter? That's a bit weird.
It's been an exciting show. Kickstarter. We're also going to pick a Kickstarter to look at. Tonight, I was going to point you in the direction of The Art of Daniel Warren Johnson, which is a Kickstarter book out at the moment. Well worth.
He's not wrong, to be fair. I mean, I set us up for that, to be honest.
I mean, hashtag quality content. That's what people wanted to see. So yeah, we'll do that in future shows, focus on Kickstarters. Then we had this one, Andy, IG Creator Showcase.
Yeah, this was IG Creator Showcase. So the idea of this is myself and Peter were going to pick just a creator from IG. It could be an artist, it could be, a writer, it could be anybody. I see lots and lots of things. It must just be the algorithm kicking in. Lots of people painting and drawing and sketching and stuff like that. And there was one particular person that I wanted to showcase tonight, and it was Neil McGregor Art. I'll stick his Instagram. Neil McGregor does absolutely superb artwork, especially if you love your horror stuff. I was showing it to Peter the other day. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll drop the link to that. If you can go visit it, give them a follow, and just let them know that probably not best to say Rusty Staples sent you, because that may be a bit weird. But just show him some love and stuff like that, because I think he's doing great work.
Good stuff. ABZ is just saying Chew. Have you ever read Chew?
I've read the first 6 issues, but I'm not reading 60 issues. I'm out. I'm already out.
No,
Can't do it.
mate, it's superb. I've read the entire series. It is brilliant. Love it. Fuzzy, you've no chance of fitting this into 2 hours. To be fair, Fuzzy, what was said was we had so many ideas. We thought we'll give it a go tonight and just see how it works out. But the idea is that these are the menu, shall we say, of the different segments, and we're going to rotate it and change it.
A la carte. It's going to be a la carte.
Yeah. I suggest on the next one we'll discuss sausage rolls, Greg. There was only one sausage roll, Greg. So yeah. Before we go, we did want to show off we decided instead of doing an episode or a show where we're sitting showing you book after book, we're each going to pick our favourite thing. Andy's
wait a minute, Peter. I felt as if you were attacking me, to be honest with you. And basically what you were saying in between the lines is, Andy, we're not spending 45 minutes looking at your crap.
Jock covers. Oh, he's a jock. Here's another jock.
Jock off or cock off? Yeah, so we're going to just pick one of our pickups. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first.
So I've been naughty. Mine's not comic book. Sorry.
Do you know what show you're on? No, I'm not joking. So I picked this up at Enniskillen Comic Fest, which is a fantastic show that is put together by Paul Trimble, and it happens every June, just before my birthday, the weekend of my birthday. And one of the artists that was there was a guy called Owen Coveney from Ireland, and I have met Owen a few times before, and I gave him a blank cover and asked him to do Frankenstein, and that's all I told him. That's all I asked for, and this is what he came up with.
Oh, mate, that's amazing.
Oh, let me see if I can get this in.
I love that.
So, as you can imagine, I was absolutely over the moon. So, my plan of action is to get other blank covers for all the Universal monsters and get Owen to do them all. So, werewolf and all that good stuff.
So true story. This is not what I'm showing off. True story. Fuzzy first of all, that is phenomenal, Andy. I absolutely love that. Fuzzy has put me in contact with an artist who's done some amazing sketch covers for him. I can't remember his name, Fuzzy. Stick it in the chat. I'm going to showcase him on a future show. But I've messaged him and said, I want exactly what you've just said. I want all the Universal monsters. I want horror icons. I then started looking at getting those books and realised that the horror icons I want, it's going to be a ball ache trying to find all the different covers. So I've gone with the same blank cover for every single book, right? And if I wanted a horror-ish themed one, so I've got myself 10 copies of Hello Darkness.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So Hello Darkness #1. Got 10 copies of that. I'm going to send them all to Elliot and get him to do horror-based covers on all of them for us.
So sorry for my ignorance, but this is the guy that done Fuzzy's stuff recently. We need to showcase him next week.
Yeah,
He
so
is
next week we'll
superb.
show. He's a lovely guy as well. Been chatting with him. We've got Rob Fatstacks. Thank you so much, mate. He's gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Really, really do appreciate that, Rob. That's a lovely gesture, mate. So appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so I'm sorry. We said comic books, but I've gone toy. I have little things happen in my brain. You know, I've got no impulse control. I see a book I've just realised one of my comics is falling off the wall behind us, isn't it?
I didn't want to mention it to you, but it's been driving my OCD crazy.
Anyway, I'll stick that up in a minute. So I had an inkling. I was in a Transformers mood. I've got lots of action figures, got lots of comics, but I thought, you know what I haven't got? So I Googled, couldn't find a prop, and then finally found something in America and got them to send it to us. And I picked this bad boy up. Do you know what this is, Andy? Do you know what this is? No? Come on! That's the matrix of leadership, isn't it? It's the matrix of leadership. In Prime's chest. You are muted, you dick.
Wow!
Look at that,
Wow!
man. Look at that, man!
I'm the dick and you're holding up a flashing blue light. You dick.
Not a flashing blue light. It's the matrix of leadership.
You look
You
like a
got the
shit.
touch.
You look like a shit policeman.
Arise, Rodimus Prime. Arise, Ginger Prime. That's what. That's, do you not think?
You're like a ginger ambulance.
So what I don't know, because it's I mean it's come, and it's like I think it's like for 5-year-olds costumes. I might weather that. I might paint it myself and all the rest of it.
No, you won't.
Well, I did that. I built a lightsaber once, so I might do that. I've got all the paints and stuff. But yeah, I just love that. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but that's gonna go on my wall. I love that. No, Jack. No, it's not a butt plug, mate. It's not a butt plug. Crap torch could be. See, Samurai knows. Matrix of leadership, innit? I see you. Oh, Batlach. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Okay. Listen.
Say that last word again.
I think I said it wrong. It's a Batlach, which is the Klingon ceremonial sword. But yeah, very cool. Guys, hashtag Watchmen, your last chance. Get it in the chat. Hashtag Watchmen. And then we're going to draw these books. Andy, before we go, is there anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say about the next show? What do we need the public to do? So we've got a letter.
Forgive us.
We're going to add those lists to the book, and we're going to pick a book to read for next week. What about the weekly pick? Because we're going to read a standard comic as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to read the standard comic. So somebody had mentioned Exquisite Corpses is coming
Yeah,
out
yeah,
next week, so
yeah.
we could maybe just do a quick overview of the first 3 issues. Something like that, maybe. But no, apart from that, guys, I just want to say thank you for, first of all, putting up with me. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Thanks to Peter for allowing this to happen, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I promise we will get better. But yeah, no, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it.
I was going to say, people let me know what the best bit of the show was, but I suspect it's going to be the chocolate bar discussion.
It was definitely. It was the bit. Listen, it was the best bit for me. I think I peaked at that point.
Okay, guys, best of luck. Let's give away a copy of Watchmen, the trade paperback, and our first winner. If you win, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop us a line on Instagram to get this book sent your way. Super Sorrel is the first winner. Sorrel, you're getting a copy of Watchmen, so drop us a line, bud, and I shall send this to you. I've got some other bits and bobs to send you as well, so make sure you drop us a line. We've got another copy. There's 2 copies. We'll draw it again. Good luck, everybody, and see who our second winner of tonight is. And the winner is Dungeon Crawler Kev. Good stuff, my friend. Drop us a line, bud, and I shall get this sent to you. But wait! There's another friggin' copy. There's another copy with a slightly different cover. So let's draw this one. I should say, if you've already won, you don't win a second copy. But we'll send this to whoever wins with third draw. So here we go. Best of luck, everybody. And tonight's third winner for a copy of The Watchmen is Claire. Good stuff, Claire.
Well done, Claire.
Well done. So please, all of you guys, drop us a line on Instagram with your name and address, and I shall send you a copy of Watchmen and a couple of free comic books as well. I think we're done, Andy. I'm exhausted. We've gone on 2 hours.
That was definitely a lot. We need to streamline this bad boy. A little cheeky plug, not a butt plug, for me. Because I'm needy and need loved. If anybody wants and is not already following me on Instagram, please do so. I'll drop my link in the chat. But yeah, this has been a good show.
Link. A little plug for myself as well. I am nearly always over on Super Sorrow's channel pretty much every night of the week. So if you want to go and follow Super Sorrow, please do, and watch out for what on there, talking all things geeky and toy related. And then Tuesday night, we've got the second episode of our new live show. No, I said Rusty Staples. What's my new show called again?
Who cares?
Panel Breakers. Yeah, Panel Breakers, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So please do check that out. And live tonight, maybe. I should have had a video go live all about Smallville. Good old Superman and Clark Kent. So, that's not what we're calling it, Chris. Not what we're calling it, mate. But thank you, everybody, for supporting me and Andy. This was a bit of a change for our long time coming. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I know Andy's enjoyed it. I hope you guys have as well. And we'll see you back here in a fortnight's time. So for now, thanks very much. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
That's your whack. That's your whack. That's your whack.
That's your whack.
That's your whack.
The curtain's closed. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's